you from Florida. We've been on vacation for quite some time. This is a pretty special video because we just hit 5,000 subscribers. So give me a high five to that. Say 5,000.
5,000.
So I want to thank all of you who have liked and shared my videos and also who have hit that subscribe button. It truly means a lot to us. So today is how I pack for vacation, but before we get to that, we got to make Braden his cereal. So got to get a lovely bowl.
Yep.
Some Captain Crunch.
Yep.
And we're just going to pour it in there. And he's going to tell me when to stop.
Okay.
And then we're going to brew some coffee and show you how I do it. Just tell me when.
Stop.
Okay. He likes his cereal dry, apparently. So that's how he's going to eat his cereal. So now we're going to start brewing some coffee. You want to?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to show you how I pack for vacation. So I'm just going to go ahead and flip this camera around. And here we have our coffee bag. So we're just going to go through. Don't mind, I got a bit sunburned and my feet are on fire. So just kind of stay with me here. All right, so the first things first, we have our tamping mat. So thank you to Brent from Good Brothers sending me that. These, I think, are available on his website as well. I'm not sure, but I do think so. And then, of course, got to have your good quality coffee on the go, which is always a must. I have another container here. I'm doing everything one-handed, so just give me a couple seconds here. Got my shop mirror from Normcore, and then I added a piece of wood with some stickers and stuff on it so that it can just glide. Definitely good when you're using the flare and a WD-T tool. So I will put these off to the side here. Just in case you want to make your morning latte, I brought my Acme cups. Definitely, if you don't have an Acme cup, I definitely recommend getting these. They're extremely nice cups. It's got the logo on the bottom and makes it easy to pour your latte art. And obviously, we have our crew stick here. Definitely a must when you're doing any kind of like pour over or mixing any kind of drink. And if you have a latte, definitely good to bring your sub-minimal frother. This thing is absolutely amazing, and you can get microfoam just like you can with a traditional steam wand as long as you practice. I still have a bit of a hard time because I don't use it very often, but it can be done. I've seen lots and lots of videos. All right, so I also have another coffee just in case I want to switch it up. So we have two different kinds of beans. I've been using the Mexican Chiapas, which is my favorite. If anyone has been watching my channel from the beginning would know. I have my St. Anthony Millwright hand grinder here. Always keep the box because it's going to be the most protective in the box that it comes with. So I have that. My electric kettle was in my my travel case, and this was on my carry-on. So that's the only thing that can't fit in here because obviously I have everything else in here as well. Last but not least, actually I have something else as well. This is the flare. So the flare is in this case. Definitely a really nice carrying case from Flare. And I will link all these to the bottom of the video when I'm done in case any of you want to pack the same. And last but not least, a scale. So I would always recommend getting a scale. Normcore makes a great scale for about $60. Honestly, I think that Normcore scale for the price, the functionality, and the accuracy is the best bang for your buck. So you're not spending about $250 on a lunar scale. So definitely a good option to have. But first you want to start it's already been on, but I have my electric kettle warming up. Got my water in here. And we're going to start brewing. So I'm going to try to put this in the best spot possible. Just kind of move everything around. I'm limited on space here. All right, so today we'll just make an iced almond milk latte. I think that's going to be delicious. So shot mirror, which is good for the flare. Like I said, please excuse me as I'm doing everything one-handed while Braden eats his cereal. All right. And I have burnt feet, so that never is good. Don't burn your feet like I did. Wear a lot of sunscreen. Learn from my mistakes, and it'll help you out in the long run. So the way I have my flare packed, which I know some of you are looking to get the flare or don't have the flare, but to pack, it's pretty simple. We have your dosing cup, your funnel, and your tamper all in one, which just goes into this little hole here. So I just like to set this aside up here. And then you have your pressure gauge. Definitely a must. Don't forget that because you kind of need that. All right, so set that over there. And here I kept all these little foam inserts just because it's obviously keeps everything from rubbing. But in here, the way I have this packed is I have the main cylinder here at the bottom. This is pretty much like the portafilter, the bottomless. And then you have your main cylinder for your water chamber. So I have that all onto this mat. But for the video, I'll put this down and show you that all I have to do is separate it. And then I put this onto the little rubber mat. So why I do that is because obviously when you're using any kind of manual espresso machine, the biggest thing is water, is just keeping everything nice and hot. So you really have to control your heat. So first thing I'll do is I'll start to pour hot water, 212 degrees from my electric kettle, into my chamber till it gets filled all the way, and I will stop. So I will let that go as I finish the rest of this process, and then I will dump that, do it one more time, and the heat management should be perfect. So now we are going to take apart. So this is actually another, if you are going to do any kind of travel espresso with a flare, I would recommend getting a second portafilter. Shout out to Andrew from Flare. He sent me this a while ago to pull back-to-back shots, which is a must because you can go back-to-back instead of trying to get all this cleaned out, and then you have to reheat your cylinder. So definitely good. Since I'm only making one for me and no one else is here, everyone else is out at work right now, then I will just be making this for myself. So set the main piece over here and get your base. So I don't use the screw that comes with the actual unit itself because I don't really think there's really a point to use it since I unpack it all the time. All right. First thing, it's extremely easy. Lock this right into place and it's not going anywhere. And then I will be putting all these pieces back so that way I can get my screen. What's going on?
Charlie's at work. He's at the gym,
Yeah, he's at the gym.
He's not at work. He's at the gym.
Uncle Dylan can't go to the gym because he burned his feet and he can't put shoes on.
Yeah.
All right. So I always keep, I'm going to try to set this up. You're going to see Braden for a second. All right. So I keep everything inside the pouch that it comes with. I keep everything just because obviously everything's way more protective if you keep the original packaging. So there's those two, which I will bring over here. And this is just your drip tray. So the nice thing is it is double layered. It has a nice little Flare logo here with a nice little cutout. That way it just traps all the extra drips and you can just clean it extremely easy when done. All right. So now, just going to move all this aside so I have a little bit of room and we're gonna get started. So I'm gonna turn the camera the other way and here we go. So I have just my little tripod here. So I have my Millwright hand grinder that I'm gonna prep now. All right. First things first, You're just gonna wanna remove the cap here. Like I said, one-handed, it's pretty difficult, but I need to have some kind of tripod that wasn't too big to fit in my suitcase. So here we go. And then we're just gonna get our coffee of choice. And put this down for a second to open up this coffee. All right, so all you are going to do now is just dose out the amount of coffee that you want. So I'm gonna go with about 16.5 grams. I think 16.5 grams with a light to medium roasted coffee is gonna be perfect. It's obviously gonna depend on the darkness of your coffee, how dark your coffee is roasted. A darker roast obviously might only be able to hold 16 grams, but 16.5 is what we're gonna go with today. So as you can see, we have 16.5, really accurate scale. This is why I really strongly recommend the Normcore. It's very, very responsive as well, and it's extremely accurate. So now we're just gonna put the cap on, and then hold you guys right there. So you can see as I am grinding the coffee. So I'm going to start the timer, and we're gonna see how long it actually takes me to grind some coffee. I say normally about a minute long is what it takes me, but we will see here. So I'm gonna start timer now and start going. So I hope all of you guys are having a wonderful day today. Like I said, I am on vacation right now. I'm actually at my dad's house in Florida. He moved here about a year ago, so pretty excited to be here. It's pretty hot, isn't it? As you're eating your cereal. So right now we're at about 25 seconds. I'm about 23 clicks on the millwright. Definitely is going to be different based on when it was roasted. 45 seconds. Have a nice vacation. Thank you so much. Yeah, so when I do this, I could go way faster. I could go way slower. I just like to stay at a nice steady pace. I'm normally right around a minute. Now, if I wanted to go faster, I could, but I mean, you can go really fast. Sometimes you have to be careful because this part down here can fly off, and you don't want that. Just because it twists, it's not a magnet. So we're coming up right about a minute and 15 seconds. We got about a couple more, and good. So about a minute and 15 seconds if you're taking your time. I've gotten it to a minute, I've gotten it to 45 seconds. But if you're on vacation, you shouldn't be in a hurry anyways. So we got about a minute and 15 seconds there. All right. Let me try to set this down to where you can see everything. This tripod isn't the greatest. You're gonna get a good view of Braden here. So like I said, the cylinder is nice and hot, but we are gonna do it one more time. So just gonna dump that in the sink. And set the cylinder back down and fill it one more time. Like I said, heat management is key, especially when doing your espresso manually, because the problem that you're gonna have is your shots are gonna be extremely sour if it is not properly heated. All right, so now we're gonna take our coffee. Man, this tripod is something. So just gonna knock the side of it. There we go. Just gonna tip that down. And here you have your nice espresso. So it's a little bit dark. Just bear with me here as I go through. I'm gonna take my bottomless portafilter and put the funnel on it. I always like to just tap it on a rubber mat. This is why the rubber mat's definitely good, because it allows you to get all those extra grinds out of your cup instead of hitting it on the countertop. You don't want to dent your nice equipment. All right. So I got that ready. That's all nice and prepped. So I'll just show you kind of my prep work that I like to do. So I'll take my WDT tool. So big shout out to Linda for sending me this WDT tool, and building it was really fun. So I'm just gonna put this dosing funnel back on for a second, do some WDT, give it a little tap, and it should be perfect. So there you have your perfect coffee there. What? You want to smell it? Braden likes to smell it, so we're going to allow him to smell it really quick. He likes to smell fresh coffee. How's it smell?
Good.
Smells good? All right. I got the approval from Braden. It smells good. So now all that's left to do is tamp. So just make sure, it doesn't have to be perfect, but make sure you tamp it pretty level. Anytime you tamp, you always want to make sure it's level. So since it's a little bit more awkward, I'll just make sure it's level on here, hold it with my fingers, and push down with my thumb. So now I know that it's pretty level. I'll give it a little bit of a twist, and there you go. So now you get a pretty nice tamped and nice and level surface of grounds. So now, obviously this is extremely hot. Something else that a lot of people may forget when using the flare is the screen. You're gonna get some pretty bad shots. Some say to have this down, some say to have it up. I just have it up like this, so I think it's personal preference. It might actually have a way to go, but I like to do it like that. So now I will empty this out and then put this on top of the portafilter. Just make sure to watch out as it gets extremely hot. All right, so there we have it. And then now just kind of open this up, set the cylinder in, make sure it's locked all the way down. And then you're just going to fill it to the top. And the way I like to do it is to fill it all the way to the top and start the timer. I usually like to go about 30 seconds once it's completely filled before I start doing my shot. So I'll start the timer now, and then I'm going to get my shot glass. So I carry my shot glass in this little tube, which is extremely convenient. I was actually given it by Mr. Thomas. So Mr. Thomas, if you're watching, I appreciate it. Set this underneath, set that there, show the shot. All right, so here we go. So now it's starting to drip. And now that once we hit that, I'm going to set this down. And we are going to go full bars of pressure. So now we have a nice, steady shot of espresso. Looks really good. It's sitting right at 9 bars, so we dialed it in pretty good. All right, right about there. You like that?
Yeah.
So now what I'll do is I'll just pull this away and let the drips go into the drip tray, which is nice. I think that's only with the Flare Pro 2 that you get that. So that's definitely a nice feature. Just wash that out once it's done. But you don't want all those extra drips inside of your cup. So here you obviously see there's some really nice crema on top. Really nice rich on top as well. And then our shot was about 1.5 minutes, but obviously we waited that first 30 seconds. So now what I'll do is I'll come to the cabinet, just get your glass of choice, which I am using just this regular glass here. And then come to the freezer. If you have the luxury of having pre-made ice, which I do, it's always a nice. All right. So have all my ice here. Doing everything like you're seeing it in first person. Now you got to get your milk, because I got one hand and don't have it all together. I'm actually going to be using some almond milk. I don't normally like flavored, but this is all they have here. So we haven't been to the grocery store yet. So I'm going to use some Khalifa Farms vanilla almond milk. I would probably prefer the unsweetened kind. However, like I said, this is all they have. So here we go. Just going to pour it about, actually to measure it out, to get a good balance, just get your milk pitcher, fill it to about the top of the spout there, like you would if you're going to do some latte art, and just go ahead and pour it in. So there's about the right amount there. Take your espresso. I like to give it a couple taps and then dump it in. All right, so here you have it. You have your almond milk latte. It's extremely good. Now you can take your brew stick. Looks like a cow.
Yeah.
Oh, it does, with the spots?
Yeah.
All right, that's how you make your spotted cow almond milk latte. So now for the satisfying part, kind of just take your brew stick, mix it all together pretty nice.
It looks like a brown cow.
And cheers. So I'm just gonna take a sip here. Really good. And if you want to add even more flair, more flair to the show here, I actually make my own homemade syrup. So I have the syrup made in here. I made extra for my parents, and we have it just in this little cup here. It's a vanilla syrup that my wife and I make at home out of pure ingredients. So I will take this apart. If I can get it open, there we go. Everything's hard with one hand. Get you a spoon. I'll just get a bigger spoon. And then it's really nice and syrupy here. So, hey, Braden, you want to hold this for me really quick?
What?
Hold this tripod.
Yeah.
All right. Hold it right there. Hold up a little bit higher. There you go. So I'm going to get 1 scoop in a spoon. It's about 10 grams of sugar. Dump it in there and mix it all together. So now, so we have it nice and mixed, I'll take my sip. Can you see me?
Yeah.
All right, cheers. It's really good. So this is how you make a oat milk latte when you are on vacation.
I'm done, Uncle Billy.
You're done
Yeah.
with your cereal? Oh, Braden finished all of his cereal. Say yay.
Yay!
All right. So thank you guys all so much for tuning in. Like I said, we just hit 5,000 subscribers, and I will be doing a giveaway at a certain amount of subscribers. I will be saying that in a future video coming up next week. So thank you, and shout out to my cameraman, Braden, for allowing me to film and pause his Cars show. Was it Cars?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Cars. So that way we can do our YouTube video today, and everyone else is gone. So like I said, this is everything that I bring on vacation for making espresso at home. Shout out to Brent from Good Brothers for sending me coffee in order to do this video today. And also shout out to Espresso Outlet Joe for making all of my videos possible with a lot of equipment that he has sent. When I am getting back in town, I get back in town about this upcoming Friday. I want to do my video on my DF64 and the different burrs and the taste. So again, thank you so much to Joe from Espresso Outlet, Brent from Good Brothers, and everybody else who has contributed to my YouTube channel and making all these videos possible for you. Again, my name is Dylan with Dylan's Home Espresso Bar. This is my barista Braden. Say barista Braden.
Barista Brayden.
And we will catch you in the next one. Stay caffeinated. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.